If you're waiting for someone to fix it, rescue you, or tell you what to do next, this is your wake up call. Nobody's coming isn't a punishment. It's truly an invitation. It's a sacred invitation because you are starting to break away old parts of yourself that no longer belong to this new version that you're coming. And that is a harsh truth to kind of face because in the past, we have always thought through child conditioning and through Western media that in order to wake up, in order to be saved, in order to get out of these situations, somebody's going to need to come and save us from it, rescue us, tell us what to do, how to fix it. And when you realize that it's you've been waiting for, this completely changes the game. I think for many of us, we always thought that we were this damsel in distress, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. And that somebody was going to gallop along on their horse and rescue us from this tower and take us and whisk us away into the night, right? And I truly thought that for many years, especially when I first got onto my twin flame journey. I truly thought that my twin was the reason I was going to be rescued. I thought that they were here to take away all my problems, rescue me in the night, take me with them, and I would live happily ever after. And that's farther than the case, right? And we get that lie told to us a lot on our twin flame journey as well. Like that the twin's going to come in, they're going to balance us out, we're going to go on this mission together, and we'll run off into the night and no, never look back. And I want you to know that you no longer need to rely on your twin flame or any other person to come and rescue you from this situation, from these circumstances. And really, this stems deep from childhood because we have always been really taught that we need to rely on, and as a child we need to get our needs met, so we need mommy and daddy to come fix these problems. We need a teacher to intervene and fix these issues, right? And we really expect someone to come and save us. And if your parents did a good job, sometimes they taught you to really figure it out, but some of us didn't have that. And we grew up in really toxic households, or we grew up in really overprotective households where mommy and daddy did everything to fix that for us. Other people in our life fix things for us. And so we always thought that in the end, someone would come and save us. Or the opposite is true, where we grew up in a household that was extremely toxic and volatile. And we always thought that if someone would just swoop in and come and save us, if someone would just come and save me from this terrible situation that I'm finding myself in. I know that I've seen it on TV. I've read it in books. I've heard it in music that some knight in shining armor is going to bust through the door and it's going to take me away. And also on our spiritual journeys, we really rely that there will be, and sometimes there is, spiritual intervention, and that our God's going to come and save us. And yes, that can be the case, right? Where God will answer your prayers and come in, and same with your guides, spirit allies, higher self, whatever it is that you choose to, Allah, whatever it is that you choose to believe in. Yes, they can intervene and come in, but really you have to find the strength within yourself, the power within, to really realize that you are strong enough to rescue yourself, to save yourself. You don't need to rely on external forces of people, of guides, of God, to come and bring you out of this dark situation. It's really interesting when you finally find the strength within yourself to escape, not even escape, move out of these and away from these situations, people, or places. And then you'll see maybe a divine intervention kind of come in and help you navigate more ways to leave the situation, right? But truly, it starts within, where you find your inner power, where you fully step into your empowerment and you say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to take over the situation. I'm going to find a way to move up and move out, right? And we need to stop outsourcing our intuition. It is an internal guidance system. It lives in your gut. Always trust your intuition 100% of the time. And maybe you've never learned to trust. And we can start with trusting ourselves and moving in and finding ways to slowly but surely trust ourselves. And when we trust our intuition, then we know the ways to move. Then we know how to get out of these situations. And we can then reclaim our voice. Voice is extremely powerful. When we reclaim your voice, you can reclaim so much power. Because not only does power live within our second brain and our gut, but it also lives in our voice. And when we are able to express what we no longer have serving us in our lives, what no longer resonates with us anymore, and we find out, hey, you know what? No one's going to come save me. I can now voice what it needs and what needs to be said in the situation. And you know, and then we can really anchor into ourselves, because when you are strong spiritually, nothing stands in your way. You are so empowered and so authentic that everything that's not meant for you will move out of the way. And we begin to realize that we can really truly save ourselves, right? And it can feel lonely, right? Because you're like, well, I'll be alone if I do all this, if I voice how I feel, if I move things out of my life. But that's not truly the case. You need to go within, and when you're able to sit with yourself in presence, in beautiful meditation, you're going to realize that you were truly never alone. You have spirit, you have God on your side, and you will attract into your life people who maybe have been through similar situations and have, left and are growing very strong spiritually, or, and you'll attract people that are your vibe or your energy. And you'll realize all that time that you were never alone. Because when you go within and you co-create and you transmute these energies, these people are going to come into your life because you're restoring balance within yourself, and those balanced people will come in. And so when you realize that all this time you were the knight in shining armor, you were not the damsel in distress, you were the stronghold, you were the person that once you voiced how you felt, once you stepped into truly how you feel, once you realize that there is no separation and that everything's interconnected, you can realize that, wow, I didn't need saving after all. I needed to come fully into myself, fully into my power as a co-creator, and make the life that I truly want. So if you found this video to be helpful, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.